Good evening. Good evening. Yes, we are laughing right away here. You have just parked it live. That's what's so great about live. Live and in color, the attitude shift. I'm Donna M. Butler. I don't know what's gotten into me. I don't know. And Siobhan Shaw with me, co-writing, my road dog, all that good stuff. We are laughing it up for some strange reason. Is it in the air? Is it in the water? Is it wine? Is it what's going on, sweetie? How are you?
It's on my face. That's what it is. I am going to do the whole show looking at you like this. And that's what we were doing before the show started, and we're just killing ourselves laughing. So then, of course, we got to get ourselves into our virtual red Corvette and get on the road and start talking about our topic, which is backstabbing. So I'm going to start showing you my back as opposed to this side of my face.
Oh, okay. Okay. If everyone could just see what we go through every Wednesday night before we get on the air, it would be great. Maybe one day we'll just have to let the cameras roll up until it's time to get on the air. But you look great.
Oh, yeah. Thanks very much. I do. It's my better side.
But you look great, as always. What's a little zit? What's a little zit between our family and friends who tune in every
20 million people? No, nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually don't even think it's a zit because it's a human thing. I think it's a really big spider crawled on my face in the middle of the night and bit me. I'm going to go with that. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, you be careful because, that can really cause some problems. I don't want you to wake up one morning and half of your face is gone.
I have no acne. I mean,
I know your face. Your skin
I'm at
is beautiful.
this point where I don't have acne anymore, which is great. And all of a sudden, it's like, boom!
I know.
It's like eruption. It's like
right.
It's like Vesuvius or
see,
like
gosh.
runoff or something.
Well, that's not a bad thing though. I look at it like you still have some of that, youthfulness in you.
Oh, thank you.
You're still getting zits.
Yeah.
So what do? We turn lemons into lemonade. That's what shifting is all about. We just shift it. And that's what the show does, and that's what we hope to encourage people to do every Wednesday night, shift their attitudes with us.
Well, and before we start shifting our attitudes on our topic, which is backstabbing, and we've all been backstabbed, I'm sure. Everybody watching is probably nodding their head saying, oh, yeah, there's a few daggers in my back. So I want you to rev your engine if you have anything to rev about.
Well, revving my engine is just going to lead me right into the topic. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about joining a new store in my town in Zachary, being a part of that, asked to come in as a hair consultant, public relations.
I wonder why.
I know.
You really know your hair.
Yeah.
You change your hair every day.
Every day. I mean, every Tuesday I change my hair. So anyway, it was to me like a kid in the candy store. I accepted a job that a friend of mine and a friend of hers through another friend opened a great hair store. So immediately I was informed by the competition, who also is a friend of mine, that they were disgusted that I would take part in the new business. And ever since then, it's just been kind of crazy. People go over to the other place and they hear all kinds of things about the evil one, me. I had someone walk into the salon and they said, into the hair, the beauty supply place, and they look at me and they go, "You're her." And I'm like thinking, well, it depends on who her is. It depends. And yeah, it's a common day occurrence that someone comes over or someone says something to me about my association with the new place and the hurt that the owner of the other place allegedly feels because I'm not there. So yeah, I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna rev my engine on that, and it's kind of like what I said today. Get over it. I'm just gonna keep it real. Get over it. Because business is business. If you don't know what the other person needs money for, if you don't know the arrangements that are made with the other person, it kind of leads into what we're saying, gossiping and backbiting. Don't spread rumors that you don't know what the hell is going on. And if you want to talk, don't leave a voicemail on my phone. Don't send an email. Come and talk to me in person. Come and talk to me. We live in the same town. Come and talk to me. We're adults. And I feel more respect for you when you talk to me versus talk to everyone else. And so revving my engines on that, especially to the sisters out there. And I don't mean African American sisters, black sisters, whatever. I mean sisters. I mean all of us as women. You know what? Get over that. Get over yourselves. Take it up with the person.
Absolutely.
Take it up with the person. And with that, let us just keep those tires spinning and let's just roll. I mean, kick rocks right into the topic because there's a lot to be said about this type of attitude.
Well, backstabbing, of course, you have to have good aim. Otherwise, if you don't kill the person, they can take you down, right? And
yes.
It's all tied in with gossip. And
it is.
And I see this happening on a regular basis. Absolutely recently it happened. And the people involved should know better. But somehow they've gotten themselves wrapped up into the drama, and the backstabbing started. And some people have been badly hurt and are very, very upset about it, to the point where they don't want to associate with these other people. And you know what? I would like to see them communicate, but if they can't find a way to communicate and talk about their feelings and what's going on, then yeah, they should kind of split the friendship.
Absolutely.
The friendship should be over, because if you can't communicate with your friends, people that you trusted at one time, people that have perhaps made a mistake or weren't thinking it through, the scenario, weren't thinking about the other side of the coin, then you deserve to lose that friendship.
And I agree. I think that there's that fine line. We have a saying in our house, in our home, our house, whatever you want to say. Your name is safe here. If your name is going to be brought up, your name is safe. And letting someone know that's very important, because that lets someone know that there's not going to be any name calling, any backbiting. Your name is safe, and I hope my name is safe in your circles. Because I look at it like this: if you run into someone with that type of bad backstabbing attitude, don't think that they're going to not do it to you. You think you might be safe because you're getting all the juicy gossip and you're in there smiling. And I'm going to give an example that was just mind-boggling today. I had to go to court today. And I won't go into what I went to court for, but yes, I went to court. And during the process of this, there is a room that when we recessed, we were all sitting in. Now, there was a guy in there. He decided, and his co-defendant was in there too, and apparently they'd had a falling out. So he decided to sit there and to anyone that would listen, badmouth this woman, to the point where she finally got up and walked out, and she went and she brought back a police officer who escorted him out into another room. Now, it only gets better from here in a bad way, because after he left and she sat down, the people that he had talked to about his side of the story, they all turned on the woman without even knowing her. These are just people that were sitting there hearing this guy tell his one side of the story, and they turned on her. They started accusing her of driving drunk with her children in the car. They really turned on her, not even knowing the story, so much that she left the room. And I just sat there and I was like going, oh my gosh. These were people that didn't know her, didn't know the situation. They just jumped on a drama wagon of a guy sitting there, bitching about whatever.
They're beating the drums and playing the tambourines, and they've got a full drama band going.
He loved it. And he had like 7 people in the room just fixated on what he was saying.
Wow.
And they all, without even knowing this woman, when she entered the room, they just You could see their eyes looking at her and shaking their heads and just saying things out loud. Like, how could you drive a car with your, drunk with your children in it? And they, it was just one of those mind-boggling things. And I just sat there, saying, wow, how quick we are to jump on that wagon when it's not us. But the minute our name is in it, or the minute someone does it to us, we're ready for all-out war.
Well, it was like last week when we talked about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Right.
We talked about how many people were kind of being negative about it. And after that, after the show, I continued to see people that were posting fake news stories. They didn't realize they were fake. One of our friends, several of my friends did it, and of course I'm like right in there going, there's all these fake news stations now or
right.
websites. They're satirical, and they make up all kinds of stories. So they make up all these stories. I continued to see that because what they're preying on is our gullibility. And so they write these stories, and they hit a nerve with people, Oh, there's all this money going to ALS, and they're not spending it properly because the CEO is taking 73% of it.
Exactly.
I mean, they're making up this stuff. This young girl died of hypothermia. Fake news story, people, right? And I know somebody's watching right now, and
I'm sure.
I brought to her attention that particular story was fake. A very good friend of ours. And the thing is, we have to stop and think, do I have the whole story? Am I falling prey to this story, to the backstabber?
Especially when there is, it's so evident that it's not true. You know what I mean? I saw something not too long ago that said Tupac Shakur has been found alive, and I'm like going, what? And someone reposted that, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I was like, yeah, me either. I can't believe it either. I just can't believe it either. And they pass this around, or you say, did you hear, like when they were talking about the Facebook Messenger? Everyone had a different view of what Messenger was. They're getting our pictures. They're getting our, all of these things. They're getting this. They're getting that. And they just spread it around. And without people being fully informed, people were like, well, I don't want to get Messenger because I don't want anyone to have access to my camera. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things. It's just like you said, once those rumors get started and when people feel they have the inside track, that's just it. I saw it first, and they post it without ever seeing if it's true or whatever.
Absolutely. And I just want to break in a breaking news story. Did you hear about the cloud being hacked and
Yes.
all these celebrity photos, the nude photos of all these celebrity women are being shown all over the internet?
Okay.
Newsflash.
I know. So why are you taking naked
pictures of yourself on the cloud?
Right. Stop taking naked pictures and putting them wherever you're putting them. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for them. I'm supposed to say, oh, poor Scarlett Johansson with her beautiful body. And she's worried about someone else seeing it. I know I'm going to get, a bunch of people, just get ready. I'm ready. I'll take it like a big girl. But if you don't want it out there, then don't put it out there.
Well, if somebody's going to post naked pictures of me, I sure hope it's when I was 20 and not now. So just letting anybody know that might have naked pictures of me. Really, if that's what you're doing is taking naked pictures of yourself, that's your business. But if you're going to put it on the internet, upload it to the cloud, somebody has access to that other than you.
They're hacking Target, Home Depot. If they can get into Chase bank accounts and do all of this, do you actually think that these stars are so protected? But the thing is, I'm going to throw it out there one more time before we get back on getting these knives out of our backs.
Because they hurt.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for her. Why? I'm supposed to. This is newsworthy. Why? I
I
want.
think it's newsworthy because it creates, again, drama. So of
Yeah.
course it creates this chaos and this interest from the viewing public, and that's what pays the bills. I mean, we have to stop watching these things, and guys, stop looking up Kate Upton and to see if the naked pictures are up there. So stop doing that. So every one of us who goes and types in Kate Upton is perpetuating this,
Right.
right?
And that's exactly what happened. And I want to go one step further because, we're talking about backstabbing. Some of the stars and people that get close to these stars and catch them in their off moments. Remember a couple years ago, Miley Cyrus at a party with friends, and someone used their phone and, videotaped her smoking legal weed or whatever you want to call it. They filmed her and they sold it, to TMZ. What kind of friend is that? You're
But
sitting here,
yeah,
you're partying with me. You're
yeah.
partying with me, and you're secretly videotaping me, or you're not even secretly. I know you're videotaping me because that's what we do when we hang out. We take selfies, we do that, but to see that a personal picture that we took in an intimate setting is now being all over TMZ and everything, and you did it, we have to start looking at that. Some of it comes right within the sources in their own circles. Beyonce's sister's fight with Jay-Z in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever elevator person saw that and took that and sold it, that's a form of backstabbing. I don't think we look at it with it being someone we know directly. But
Question. There is a CEO of a company, it's a food service company, I believe, that was videotaped in an elevator kicking his friend's dog. He's now in major caca, right? I think it's here in Canada, I'm pretty sure. So you might not have heard of. But the thing is that backstabbing, whoever took that video from the elevator.
Right, exactly.
And put it out to the news, and this guy is a CEO of a huge company, and of course I believe he's been asked to step down, so he's going to lose his job. Is that backstabbing, or is that protecting the innocent?
It depends, I think, on your attitude when you're doing it and why you're doing it. If you're looking at the CEO and saying, "Oh, I'm going to screw you over. I have this tape, and I'm going to show it because I want everyone to say, look at me for showing this, but look at him for doing that." I do think that that's a form of backstabbing, especially if you let the person know you have it, and it's not that you want money or anything for it. You're just kind of wielding that power,
Mm-hmm.
to hold over their head. And then again, if you really are doing good, if you're protecting animals and you're into that, and you report it the right way and not to TMZ first, or you go to the AS, I don't know. Jump all over me, you animal lovers. I don't know what it is. But if you report it.
Oh, SPCA.
Right, yeah, thank you. If you report that to the proper authorities, for the right reasons, then yeah. But, we always are looking for gain, man. We're always looking to hurt somebody, because that's what we see on TV all the time.
So we were looking up before the show as we were giggling like schoolgirls. We were looking up famous celebrity backstabbers, and we found that there's a rumor that, now this is just a rumor, but we're going to use it as an example because it's a good one, and we have a friend who's just asking the exact same question. So it's reported that Gwyneth Paltrow was at Winona Ryder's house, saw the script for Shakespeare in Love, grabbed it, called the producers, talked them into letting her star in it, and went on to win an Oscar for it, I believe. And I have a question here who says, is backstabbing when you tell a friend that you are applying for a job and then find out they applied for it too?
Now, that's crossing that line. I think that goes to business, and I'm going to keep it real with that. I mean, hey, may the best candidate win. I think that there's that line with business, and then there's that line with friendship, and I think for that one moment, just that one job right there, if she's qualified, You're qualified. Wish each other luck and go for it. I'm really serious. Wish each other luck and go for it. It doesn't have to be that kind of, I don't know, attitude about it. But I think that's just what we see all the time. Everything is a competition, and if you lose, you're a loser, and nobody wants to be deemed a loser. So we do that. Now, would I have told somebody? Yeah, I would have called you, Siobhan, and I would have said, hey, you know that job you applied for? Um, I applied for it too. You
Right.
know, and I would, and I wouldn't wish you any more luck than the man in the moon. I would just tell you I applied for it, and I would, simply say that whoever, wins, or not even wins, whoever gets the job. I mean,
You
hopefully it's
better give
best.
the other person a job too.
Yeah, who never
That's what
knows?
I
You
would
might be
say.
able to get in and open the
Maybe you can
door
get
for
me in if
somebody.
I. Yeah, that's right. Maybe you can get
Yeah.
me in.
So I don't think I think it's how you go about doing it. Once again, it's the attitude. I would tell my friend that I was going to apply for the job as well. You gave me an idea, and when you talked about that job, I applied too.
So you've talked about competition as being sort of a root cause of backstabbing. Do you think that there's any other reasons why we tend to backstab? And I'm not perfect here, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure I've done some backstabbing in my life and probably left some deep knife wounds in people's back,
Sure.
and vice versa. Because we all go through periods of our life where stupid is our middle name. And I've lost Donna. So now I have to get her back while I'm trying to talk to you guys. Let me just do that. I hope she's there with an answer, because I actually don't have that answer to what are the other things other than competition. Oh, my friend is helping me here. She says she was asked in her interview if she knew this friend. That's how she found out that her friend had applied for the same job. That's really interesting. Again, it is business, so I kind of agree with Donna on that point, that it is business. And hey, there you are. I just was just asking you, and I was trying to answer it myself, and then of course the person we're talking to about the friend backstabbing her for the job said that she was asked about it in her interview.
Wait,
If,
wait, what do you,
if
what,
she
say
knew, if
again?
she said in her interview with this particular company, she was asked if she knew this other person. That's how she found out that this other person had applied for the job.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how did that work?
I don't know. I think we have a 5-second delay, so we'll have to wait. So I wanted to go back to competition is one thing, and that's kind of a part of who we are as human beings, right? We're
Absolutely, right,
competitive.
right.
Is there any other reason we backstab?
Yes, revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Revenge is one of the biggest things. Revenge. We feel we've been hurt, we feel we've been wronged, and we know a secret, and we know something. I've had, just keeping it real. I know a couple of people that have said things to me that I know could probably hurt, some of their personal life, as well as maybe there are people that know things about me. But how you use that, and I think that's why they use the knife and say backstabbing. Because when you go behind someone's back with information that you have like that, and it could ruin them, you could maybe hurt their marriage, you could maybe hurt their family relationships, their employment, their criminal history, I don't know. And when you use that knowledge that you have to hurt someone or to get gain, um, I think that's worse than competition.
I agree, because
I'd rather the
there's.
competition.
I mean, I've said before on other shows that I have secrets that I'll take to my grave that friends have
Right,
shared with
exactly.
me, and I don't find any entertainment value in sharing those secrets. Not there's not enough money on the earth for somebody to pay me to get that secret. Let's say you went and got famous, really
Right,
famous.
right.
I'm sure I got lots of secrets about you, right? Not that we don't lay our lives on the line, but I'm using that as an example. But there are other people, and vice versa. I have lots of friends that probably know some very intimate details about my life, and I would expect that those people keep a tight lip,
Right.
keep those lips from flapping, shut the trap. Go to your deathbed with these secrets, because these are things that, unless the person wants the entire world to know, they've only shared it with a few trusted people in their lives.
Right. There's a saying that says, loose lips sinks ships, and that's just it. Loose lips sink ships. And I think that that's sometimes what happens, when we get those gums flapping and we can't wait to tell what we know about so-and-so. And if you promise, don't tell her I said it, that kind of crap, don't tell her you heard it from me. That's your first sign. That is your first sign to shift away. The moment you hear that phrase right there, the ever popular, don't tell blank or whatever, I told you. If you hear that, that's your red flag. Get the hell out of the way. Because what's coming, you don't want to be responsible for.
And I've paid attention to people who keep things under wrap, and it's amazing how much less drama there is in their life and how much less confusion there is. People just don't know what they're doing.
Right.
It drives people nuts, and they think that they're somehow being, the wool's being pulled over their eyes, or the person's, doing something illegal or scamming them, or by not divulging their business. But I know a lot of, a couple of really close people, like people close to me, do that. They keep things very close to their vest. One of them. We were just talking to her. She keeps a lot very close to her vest. She's a very busy businesswoman. She's got all kinds of things on the go. And even though we're closest friends, I couldn't tell you everything she's got on the go. And I wouldn't even ask her. That's the other thing. I'm only interested if you want to tell me, or we've been talking about it before.
Right. Yeah, and I have enough in my life. And if we look at our lives, and like I said earlier on the Wednesday Quickie, that you'll find on our page, The Attitude Shift, that's what I said. It's like you have enough drama in your life, so why do you need to take on someone else's drama? Live your drama and try to change your episodes before you try to change someone else's. And a lot. Go ahead.
Be aware that you do backstab people.
Hell yeah, that's what I said.
When you start to realize that you're talk behind people's back, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, or you walk in a room and you hear something that you said to someone else in privacy and confidence, and you hear it, and the whole room knows, and you're like wondering. You have to like we said, you have to be aware. Be aware of who you're talking to. Be aware. Does this person have a history of that? I mean, do you, in your circle, are the same conversations that were once supposedly quiet talked about openly, but never when the person that's being talked about is present? That's a big thing right there. That's another red flag. If a person's name always comes up and they're never there when the name comes up, back away from that conversation. Get the heck out of the way. Back up. Put a reverse.
So what have you heard about me?
There isn't anything that I can't say to you. Your name is very safe in my circle, in my home, always.
But there are
even when
some
we do crazy stuff.
I know. When there are very famous backstabbers. They're infamous backstabbers. There's Brutus and Caesar. So Brutus betrayed Caesar and ended up, well, according to Rome, because I watched the series Rome, so that's where I know my history.
Is that where you're getting your information from?
That's where I'm getting my information conversation. So Brutus actually, I believe, leveled the final blow that killed Caesar, but he backstabbed. Caesar was his best friend. They were family connections from way back, right? There's Judas and Jesus,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, we go all the way back,
we
Cain
see
and
it.
Abel.
Yeah, we see it. I'm sure Adam and Eve and
Oh,
the
yeah,
apple,
for sure, for sure.
the apple and the snake.
I can imagine there's some backstabbing going on there.
Right.
Yeah, and it is what it is. It is something that we're going to see. It's something that we're definitely going to have in our lives. Even if you want that drama free, someone's going to drift in there, and they're gonna do it. And it's up to you, though. It's totally up to you to put it in reverse, back away from it. Don't put it in drive and drive over the person, for goodness sake. Just put it in reverse, back up, and just go. And you're lucky that you escaped the dagger, that was about to get thrown in someone's back, and you're going to witness it,
And from now on, download this show onto your iPod, and also download the OJ's song "Backstabbers," so it'll remind you. What's the verse, Donna?
They say they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. And so there you go. I mean, that's kind of like what they do. You think about it. You put something up today on the Attitude Shift page about they want to be you. They're behind you. They're stabbing you in the back because they want to be you. And it sounds crazy, but it's true. Usually,
I prefer a front stabber.
I prefer you.
I can see them coming. I know what they got in their hand. Yeah.
And I prefer that too. And that's like we said, if there's something you want to talk to somebody about, by all means, talk to them first. Don't do the hearsay. Don't do the, I don't want to get you involved, but it does involve you. I want to tell you something. All those little key words. If they can't be said in front of the person, next time challenge the person. The person that wants to start the gossip, challenge them. Say, wait a minute, let's go get Mary. Before you talk about Mary, let's go get Mary and bring Mary in. And watch how fast they retreat. Hold people to that. Hold them to it. Make them accountable.
And on that note, it is time to put the Attitude Shift show in park. Put your little red Corvette back in the garage for the week, because next week is a huge milestone for us here at the Attitude Shift. Do you know what it is, Donna?
Heck no. You thought I was going to say yes. I have no idea, unless it's our anniversary. But I thought we just had an anniversary.
5-year anniversary for this show.
That's
5 years we've been doing this show.
Awesome.
Most of it on Blog Talk Radio, so we've only been about maybe less than a year on Google Plus, and we still haven't worked out all the bugs, so we got a few years to go.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, calling all people that have watched the show over the 5 years, calling on former guests, Alex Legister, Christina Steiner, Tara Kennedy Klein, Cynthia McDonald. Who else? So many people. Let's call on them and say, join us next week for the virtual party.
The president of our fan club,
Michael K.
Better be on board with us next week. So many people we'd love to see on.
We'll be accepting your congratulation videos throughout the week, beginning Monday. I would love to see your videos saying, hi, Donna, hi, Siobhan, congratulations. Kelly Walden, Dr. Dream, I'd like to see your, hi, Donna, hi, Siobhan, happy 5th anniversary.
Well, you just asked them what you really wanted from them. That's great. Okay.
That's what I want. Okay,
right.
Putting it in park. It's been real raw, right on fun. And I think I have some knives out of my back. I think you have some knives out of your back. Let's keep those backs knife-free until we meet again next week, same time, same place, virtual Red Corvette. You have just gotten permission to pull away from the curb. Go tuck yourself in the bed. Peace out.